Shalom and Shalom Mustafa Zuz by giving no praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors Waha Kadar Rakash, double honors Apostle GMS, and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. We're doing a video of Akim yesterday. This topic of the Black Death came up, and I found this article which is called From History Today, titled The Black Death, the Greatest Catastrophe Ever, right? Published in History Today, Volume 55, Issue 3, March 2005. Right, yeah, and that's just that's just not true. It may have been the case back then, but it certainly isn't. Right, so they're saying the death of 50 million people, was the worst thing, greatest catastrophe ever. You don't go to think, but the Lord said that the time that's coming is going to be even worse. Right, this is Daniel 12:1. This is, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Right, so basically the point there is, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to the same time. So things that are coming up are going to be significantly worse than than the Black Death. And so that's saying estimates of 50 million. Some range higher, some range lower. Right. This is 2nd Ezra 15:11. This is, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and would destroy all the land thereof. Right, I get it, because the Lord sent plagues upon old Egypt. Whereas this is new Egypt, like I said, referencing America, you've got Revelation 11:8, that goes in there. It's spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt. You've got Deuteronomy 28:60, the Lord shall send you into Egypt again with ships, right? And basically saying the Lord was going to send plagues, almost saying, will send plagues upon you, Egypt, like he sent upon old Egypt. Right. So pestilences, that's one thing that the Lord is gonna send, man. And you go to Esau, the madman that he is, recreating some of these diseases. He recreated Spanish flu. Even the bubonic plague has been making a pop up, I believe, in Madagascar, one of them countries there. Had cases of the plague, basically coming up, man. Right? This is 2nd Ezra 15:49. It says, and I'll send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Right? So the Lord is going to be bringing out, just multiple ways of death, multiple ways of of multiple plagues, man, to eclipse everything that has happened before, to fulfill prophecy of it being a time such as never was since there was a nation on on the earth. Right? And the Lord is completely with that. This is Sirach 39:28. Says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So the Lord has created all these, spirits that are basically, they're getting busy now, but in that day they're gonna have a feast. Right? It says, teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Because you precept that to Job 4:7. Have any perish being innocent. Right? It says, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. That's the point there. It says, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth. So I'll rewind there. That's a heavy point. They shall rejoice in his commandment. So these spirits that are created for vengeance, right? These people call it Satan or demons or whatever. These spirits, that's what some people call them. I'm saying these spirits, they do the bid of the Most High, and guess what? They rejoice in his commandment. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is, right? And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Right, so they get the order. Oh yeah, bam, doom. They do what they got to do, man. I agree with 33. Says all the works. That goes into something else, but basically, the Lord has created all of these spirits to do the will of the Lord. right? And then like I said, in that day, they're gonna be having a feast. Alright, but I want to close on on facts back in here, just to get a point at the end, right? It says back in Daniel 12:1, right? It says at that time shall Mark stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, right? That's talking about the elect, right? Those predestined for salvation, right? Because all this will be going through, and the Lord will still have mercy on his elect, right? This is Psalms 91. Says, and he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's that's the chariots, right? So I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He will deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Right? That's some ICBMs, man. Right? You then you get that in Revelations, talks about sea of glass. So yeah. Right, it says Revelation 15:2, and I saw as it were as a sea of glass mingled with fire, them that had gotten the victory over the beast. Right, sea of glass, I was talking about the firmament, man. Elect will be over there in the chariots, basically watching as America gets destroyed, as the wicked of this kingdom gets destroyed, right? And to basically close off, the destruction coming up is going to be significantly worse than the Black Plague or any other pestilence that has ever befallen on the earth. In fact, I haven't even touched the main plague that's coming to hit this world is ICBMs, pursuant to Zechariah 14:12. Right, so and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eye shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And all you got to ask yourself is, what has the ability to do that? Right? Malachi 4 says, day hot as an oven. Right? So behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all they that do wickedly shall be stubble. Right? So all of these things are precepting into the fact that the way this world is going out is by nuclear fire. And I'll just end with 1 Peter 3, from the 10th verse. It says 2 Peter 3. So press enter. Right, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. Right, that great noise is, them missiles hitting, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The elements melting with a great heat. Like I said, going back to Malachi 4, burn as an oven. It's going to be, mass death and destruction. Right, it says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right? And then it goes on to into something else, but yeah. So like I said, just to complete that, the Black Death may have been at the time the greatest catastrophe ever, but the death that's coming now is going to be even greater. And yeah, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.